a certain threshold of downloads or monthly active users for you to wake up. Bro, I see it all the time. I'm like, bro, people are like disrespecting TikTok because they've heard a few things or they have headlines or they have presuppositions of the app. And I'm like, bro, you're a rapper or an artist. This is a music platform that has 800, 900 million monthly active users with 2 billion downloads. To what degree does an app have to like have popularity for you to wake up? That's mindset, bro. Mindset is the key. Like, you want to be on social media, but you almost have to treat it like you're an athlete for social media and have the right mindset, or else I know you're going to give up in 2 seconds. Until you reach a verified account where there's literally favoritism by TikTok for verified accounts, where I think there's actually a separate pool, or till you reach 3 million followers, the amount of followers you have is almost irrelevant. Understanding the algorithm is a good supplement. For TikTok, it's the prereq. When your friend says, yo, bro, follow me, if you're a serious guy, like you're in the fitness niche, and your friend says to follow him, but he's on the fitness niche, you should probably hold back.
Wow.
yo, bro, I thought we were friends, bro. Yo, shut
follow
up.
me back. Wow, you don't even follow me back, bro.
Yeah, so for TikTok, I started out in, I've been on social media for a while, so I'm not new to TikTok. I'm not new to social in general. But for TikTok, I started out in the end of November. Actually, I started at the beginning of November with the first account where I just practiced, got used to the environment on TikTok, got used to the filters, features, getting used to being on camera, speaking on camera, looking at the camera, speaking with a good tonality and speed. Just getting a hang of like how TikTok works, practicing a lot. I violated guidelines on purpose to see how it works. So so I just started with a first account, and then I started my second account, which is the account I have now. And then just started going all out. After my 10th or 15th video, it went viral, and I was like, okay, now I know how it works.
So you first tested it to see what worked, what didn't work, what gets strikes, what didn't get strikes, and then you decided to become like, I'm going to teach people and what works and doesn't work, or how do you come up with the whole?
Thing. It's like I've always been consulting social media, like even on Instagram. Instagram is my core. Mm-hmm. But I had to get used to also being on camera, because I used to be the person that just kind of like stays behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It puts up other people's content or repurposes content and then puts it up on a page. This is the first time where I decided to put myself out, especially speaking. So I had to get used to that a little bit. Now I'm like, I have a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before November, you never really used to do videos or anything? Like put your face in there?
No, absolutely not, bro. I still remember like my first videos, even if it was a video where I wasn't going to post the video on social, where I just kind of got used to speaking on camera, like even through my camera roll. Oh man, bro, it was so bad. It was terrible. It was terrible. I was super slow. Was very boring, monotone. Yeah.
How does so right now, for somebody that's like listening to this or watching this, is it too late to start a TikTok, or how do you feel like the game is right now?
So when I started out, I feel like when I started on TikTok in the end of November, December, that was like the period. That was like the end of the best period. So we're still in a good phase right now. We're still in a good phase. We're not in the best phase, like 8 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever. Mm-hmm. But so I still recommend people going on TikTok now, because there's still a lot of disrespect towards the platform. There's still a lot of reluctancy to even jump on seriously, especially for people like in the entrepreneur or business realm that have their own businesses. So I would definitely jump on now. When I started off on TikTok, I was like, we're going to have a 6 month to 7 month window where I need to go all out assault, because when this thing matures out and it gets a lot more popular and people start taking it more seriously, the competition level is going to rise. It's going to be a lot more difficult to grow. That window kind of prematurely cut a little bit because of the coronavirus lockdown.
Yeah.
Everybody's stuck at home. They have a lot of time. I think in the first, actually TikTok, and this is their first quarter. They did a record of 350 million downloads. That's like the record in history for most downloaded app in a single quarter.
Just so apps in general, not just social media?
Apps in general. Damn, 350 million downloads in a single quarter. It's freaking insane. I saw the competition level rise immediately in one shot after like about 7-8 weeks ago. And I especially saw the difficulty and the lags happening in the last 10 10 days prior to now, where I think the servers of TikTok were overloaded. I have a feeling that now they've had a new update 2-3 days ago where it was they slightly fixed a bunch of stuff, but it's still overloaded. I think the overload is gonna be significantly reduced when they reopen the economy and everybody goes back to work, or at least partially go back to work.
Yeah,
school or whatever. Yeah, because they have less time to pump out content.
How do you describe TikTok to somebody who's heard about it or seen videos, but they don't know? Because it's just, there's so much broad like content on there, especially from kids, from entrepreneurs, people making like skits. Like, how would you describe TikTok to people?
Just a short form video app with a lot of attention. If you're not taking that hub of attention seriously as someone who's an artist, influencer, rapper, singer, business person, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. Like, I don't know to what degree an app has to have a certain threshold of downloads or monthly active users for you to wake up. Bro, I see it all the time. I'm like, bro, people are like disrespecting TikTok because they've heard a few things, or they have headlines, or they have presuppositions of the app. And I'm like, bro, you're a rapper or an artist. This is a music platform that has 800, 900 million monthly active users with 2 billion downloads. To what degree does an app have to like have popularity for you to wake up?
That's already super popular. No, I like, even here locally where I'm at, like I'm friends with some like rappers that are trying to, I tell them like, you have to hop on TikTok. I myself don't really post that much. I post maybe a few times a week. What is like the ideal number of times that you recommend somebody post, like daily or weekly?
If you're starting out, I recommend posting probably 2-3 times a day. Once you pass like 100, 200, 300,000 followers, I'd probably ramp it up to like 4 times. This summer, I'm about to go 5 times, 6 times a day.
6 times? Damn.
Yeah, just savage. Like all out assault, bro.
Because I was checking out, I was just doing research on my own, and like, of course, the biggest pages like Charlie and Addison Rae, like they post like at least 6, 7 times a day. Like, is that because as you just got to keep your pumping into the system? Because I know that one post might get a bigger reach, and then the next post might get a bigger reach, so it's all feeding back into your page, right? So I guess the more you post, the better it is, or can you overload the system?
Well, when you first start out, you don't want to indicate to the algorithm that you're pumping out a bunch of content one after another. You don't want to indicate to the algorithm that you're a page that is just spamming stuff. You want it to be relatively healthy or fluid, but not overloaded. But the thing is, like, when you reach a certain number of followers, like, let's say 1 million followers, 2 million, 10 million, for Charlie D'Amelio, 50 million followers, it's almost like whatever you post at that level, since you have so much traction, because one of the things that are favored by the algorithm is the amount of engagement you get in a certain period of time.
Yeah,
she's getting massive influx of traffic immediately, so she can afford to post like 30 times a day, and she'd still go viral.
Yeah,
you know. So like she posts, she's posting like stuff that's like a selfie, and she's kind of like just glancing at the camera a little bit, and the thing will get 10 million views. Like, it's retarded.
Nice. Yeah. I've seen. Yeah, that's insane though, because I did it for. I lasted like 2 days. I tried posting, but you did. I even for my page, like I did see a little bit more. No, I have nothing. I like my most viewed one has like 3,000 or something, but
yeah. So the thing also is like, I'm a guy that's like all about volume. If on Instagram, I tell you like post 4 or 5 times a day on the feed, freaking 30 stories, 20 stories, 15 stories a day on your profile. But on TikTok, it's like, okay, so every account has a thing called an authority rank, an authority rank specific to that account. And for ease of explanation, let's say that authority rank is from 0 to 100 points. One of the metrics that they're going to be looking at to rank your authority rank is the performance of your videos. So if you like kind of like just for the sake of posting, put up a bunch of garbage videos, and they get like 50 views or 100 views or 500 views, that's it. Then it's going to indicate to the algorithm, okay, you're putting out a bunch of low performing videos. Perfect. I'm going to lower your authority rank, therefore limiting your amount, potentially your maximum potential organic reach for your following videos. So it's like on TikTok, you almost want to be a little bit more perfectionist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's the ideal like gap between posts then? So how long you should let like a post sit? For example, 2, 4 hours, 5 hours. What's like the best like window?
I mean, for IG, I would do minimum 1 hour because it matters a little bit more. For TikTok, it matters significantly less because every single piece of content is going to be, they call it decentralized distribution of content. So each individual piece of content is going to be evaluated on its own, standalone. The amount of traffic you get from the following feed is almost minimal. Everything's coming from the For You page.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, the time between each post is almost irrelevant. I've had posts like I did 3 in a row, like 30 minutes difference, and all 3 of them went viral. You know what I mean?
Okay. And since like you just mentioned how your following doesn't really matter as much, so should your target audience be similar to your following already, or should you have the same target or different target audience when you're posting?
The target audience is going to be based on the vision that you've set up for your page. If you're a guy that wants to be in the fitness niche, then you want to get people that are interested in fitness, obviously. And so therefore you should be categorizing your account properly to be in fitness. And the way you do that is by only engaging with fitness content and fitness accounts. When your friend says, yo, bro, follow me. If you're a serious guy, like you're in the fitness niche and your friend says to follow him, but he's on the fitness niche, you should probably hold back.
Wow.
yo, bro, I thought we were friends, bro. Yo, shut
follow
up.
me back. Wow, you don't even follow me back, bro.
So categorizing your account properly based on your niche is very important because when they artificially push your piece of content to 150 people and then 500 people and then 1,000 people, you would want the algorithm to push it to 500 people that are interested in fitness.
Okay, so they're more likely to engage or watch the video.
The misclassification will be the difference between having a lot of views and no views.
Wow, that's I didn't even I never even heard of that. Like, don't even follow your friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people like I tell people, I'm like my friends, I'm like, don't even follow me if you're a serious guy with the music industry. It's gonna.
What about like artists? If you're a rapper, so you should only follow rappers, or should only like people that like rap music, or how do you do it as an artist?
People in the music industry don't follow fitness, don't follow business, don't follow e-commerce, don't follow like anything else.
So you just stick to your niche. And so Instagram's different from that then? So you would say Instagram, you could follow a more diverse group of people, or is it the same thing?
To an extent. Like Instagram, the thing with Instagram is that since it's not the algorithm that is determining who sees your content, because on Instagram, the way you get discovered is the explore page. So that to an extent, there is a discovery that they push onto other people. But the more significant way that you get discovered on Instagram that you could actually control is through the hashtags and through the geotags. For TikTok, it's literally almost 100% pushed by the algorithm on the For You page. So it will be very wise for you to categorize your account properly because everything is predicated on the For You page.
Mm-hmm. Also, that's pretty interesting for people because you always hear all kinds of advice, but I mean, it looks like you pretty much got down to the science. And how do you know about the rankings and all that? How do you come up with those numbers?
Well, first of all, that's the thing. It's like people kind of like they have an idea of like how to grow on YouTube, how to grow on Instagram, and there's a lot of concepts that will be kind of like you could take it from there and kind of like use it for TikTok. But that's why I say on IG, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, understanding the algorithm is a good supplement. For TikTok, it's the prereq. If you don't get the algorithm and reverse engineer content to be in line with the algorithm, by definition, you already lost. Mm-hmm. Or even if you're able to, by luck, get a bunch of content to go viral and you manage to get to 100,000, 300,000, 1 million views, when the shit gets competitive and your following post could start going down to 3,000 views, 2,000 views. So the guys that will remain, like I call them the wartime generals, the guys who will remain for the longest period of time, they need to understand the algorithm so that they can stay as relevant as possible until they reach like 5 million views. Then at that point, it's just like everything you post is pretty much okay.
It's going to get pushed every time.
Yeah, exactly. Because you have a significant following. But again, like that's why I say, like people that have 100,000 followers and people that have 0 followers, almost no difference.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Like
pretty interesting.
people get a little bit like their self-esteem wrapped around with their account, and they're like, "Oh, yo, bro, I have 6,000 followers." Okay, bro, that literally means nothing. Like till you reach a verified account where there's literally favoritism by TikTok for verified accounts, where I think there's actually a separate pool, or till you reach 3 million followers, the amount of followers you have is almost irrelevant. Almost irrelevant. And so I'm getting guys now that did very well 8 months ago, 7 months ago, and they got to 1 million followers because it was kind of easy, and they were posting C-class content, like relatively mediocre content.
Yeah.
And now they're crying because they're like, "Yo, bro, I'm only getting 3,000 views, but I have 1 million followers, and I wrapped my self-esteem around my account because I told everybody about it." Now they're crying, bro, and they're coming to me.
Wow.
So I'm like, yo, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Well, that's still a lot of views though. Like they have a lot of engagement. They could that could definitely open up a lot of opportunities. Like I understand it's just vanity metrics, but like you could get sponsorships and stuff by just people looking at your account. You could say I have 1 million followers. But
that's the thing. It's like they have 1 million followers and their self-esteem kind of like rose very high, but now they're only getting, because competition rose and coronavirus and whatever, they're only getting 2,000 views, 500 views.
Mm-hmm.
Savage, bro.
Damn,
that's
is
savage,
crazy.
bro.
What do you think about, like, is it better to create content on TikTok or to upload high quality videos? Because I know some people that create high quality content with like their DSLRs and 4K or whatever, and then they upload to TikTok. What do you think is better?
So there's a lot of people, especially in the business realm, right? They go to seminars and they give a speech and they give consultations, and somebody films them and whatever. That's usually what they upload on Instagram, right? With a title, and then they post that content on TikTok. The video that you've uploaded, that you've made on your camera roll, or you've made on a DSLR and you edited through Lightroom for whatever, not Lightroom, that you've edited through a Premiere and Adobe After Effects, whatever, and then you upload it to TikTok, that piece of content could go viral, but it will be treated as a foreign entity and therefore will go through 10 times, 30 times more checks than if you made the content filmed directly on your phone through the app. So it's like you could still go viral if you use a DSLR and you have all the editing, whatever, but it's more difficult.
Mm-hmm. And even like that's really interesting though, because I would think like high quality content would just get pushed farther, but being a foreign. But you even said camera roll, so that means if you record on your phone and you edit like on InShot or iMovie, that still counts as like a foreign entity.
Anywhere else but the app, foreign entity, and they'll go through a lot more checks because they're like, yo, I don't know where this content is coming from, what the content is about. I need to check if there's violation guidelines. I need to check a bunch of stuff.
Wow, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that, because I know like I make videos besides, because I have a podcast, but I also have a YouTube channel, and I make videos as a videography business. So for me, like editing on the computer is so much better, like 10 times better. So when I'm like on the TikTok app, I'm like, oh man, I could be doing this on my computer faster.
Yeah. Now, I mean, once again, you could still do well with a DSLR and having the whole thing set up, but it's going to be more difficult to go viral. But I've seen content that went viral that was uploaded through a third party. Like I've seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen some guy. I don't know his TikTok account, but he posts like he makes like loop videos, but they're like high quality editing. Where he'll minimize himself and like do like crazy like warps and all kinds of like special effects, and then he has like almost 1 million followers just posting like high quality like that.
Yeah. No, I've seen it before. It's you could definitely do it, but it's just something to keep in mind, I guess.
Yeah, fight with those resources.
The worst you can do is literally just taking a video, like let's say like that's why like most repost pages, like on IG, there's a lot of repost pages.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to do a repost page on TikTok, I've tried it myself. Very, very difficult.
Oh, really?
Very, very hard. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any like at least pop up in the For You page, because usually on Instagram that's all it is. It's all meme pages and reposting like old stuff.
It's like the algorithm really wants you to make native content. They don't like the whole repost thing, stealing content, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean?
And what kind of like a content strategy would recommend for somebody? So do you have to make the same type of content every single time, or do you follow the trendy hashtags, or how would you like?
Yeah. So the approach that I usually do is I try to, first of all, need to acquire knowledge. You need to acquire knowledge of the algorithm. Step one. Then you need to just get used to being on camera, speaking, whatever. And then what I would usually do is try to find like 3 or 4 video format types that work. So I like, for me, for my page, I have like 4 or 5 formats that like it's my go-to formatting.
Mm-hmm.
And then across different subject matters or different whatever, I just use the same formatting. That's worked for me. And that's something that I would probably recommend to get more systematic with your content. So you're not like thinking every 2 minutes, like, oh, bro, what do I do now? What do I do now? But I would also allocate maybe like 10, 15, 30% to just testing out and exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, even let's say my top 7 stuff where I jump in the air and like I'm fucking like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
top 7 countries and it's a good format, but it's a very easy to replicate format. And I know that with time, people copy, people model, people whatever. And so my content becomes less effective with time because it becomes commoditized.
Yeah.
So I need to consistently recreate, try new things, add more things. It's definitely something to keep in mind. Usually also for as far as the account distribution for types of content on your feed, I usually recommend 70 or 60% or even 80% when starting out viral piece of content. That means the primary purpose of the content is to go viral. That's the primary purpose. And you can still have an element of branding in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then 20 or 30% brand oriented content where the primary purpose is for brand equity reinforcement. And that's just to build the relationship with the audience and for them to know, okay, this guy's about this. Perfect. But it's not going to go viral.
Yeah. So someone goes to your page from one of the viral pieces, they could see what your brand's about by looking at the other videos. And how would you deal with, like, for example, you have 1 or 2 posts that do really well, and then you have older posts that have shitty engagement. Do you like put this on private? Do you leave them on your page, or do you clean up your feed? How would you recommend that?
Yeah, so I leave everything on my feed.
Mm-hmm.
Literally everything. Unless I'm seeing a post that's getting very, very, very negative because I've made a mistake or something, then I'll potentially private it. I'll never delete ever. I'll potentially private it because the downsides of the community guideline violation is worse than privating. By the way, privating, delete it, it's all destructive for your account. So I'd prefer to private than delete, and I'd probably private something like that because I don't want the violation of guidelines. Wait, so the question was, what was the question again?
Like if you have a post that goes viral and then you have other posts like before that kind of had bad engagement, do you delete those or make them private?
I would usually leave it there for, number one, the deleting and privating is damaging. And there's also the potential for that piece of content to have what we call a delayed explosion. So it's like literally 2 weeks later, it could all of a sudden restart and then boom, it goes viral again.
Also, older content could go viral as well?
Yeah, bro, I've had a piece of content 5 weeks. It goes viral 5 weeks later.
That I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like either it stagnates at like, let's say it stagnates at like 1,500 views, and then all of a sudden, like it's a dead post, and then all of a sudden, boom, it goes viral. Or it's like a viral content already viral, and then all of us like at 300K, let's say, and then it goes like even more viral, like only 5 weeks later.
Wow. So that's
the best strategy that I usually do is I post up the content and then I close my eyes for 10 hours minimum. 10 hours minimum. I just close my eyes. I don't even look at the content. But people what they do is they post their content like, yo, bro, I'm not getting any views. It's been like 2 hours already. Yeah, bro, who cares? Move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Close my eyes 10 hours, and then I really I have like a secondary closing my eyes for like 24, 48, 72 hours.
And that's when you start analyzing? You don't analyze after like 3 days?
After 10 hours, I'm like, okay, did the post do well? Not so well, but whatever. I'll just leave it. Yeah, I mean, I leave everything there anyway. I just don't wrap my well-being around my piece of content. That's it.
Yeah. I know what you mean though, because for YouTube, I know the algorithm's different, but I do the same thing. Like I'm posting a video, I'm getting initial views, but I know like over time it's just gonna keep going. Plus, you're creating content towards it, so I understand that as a YouTuber how that works. I know it's different on TikTok, but
it's very interesting because sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but it's like it's very like it's interesting to pinpoint because that's a very mindset thing. And I don't think we think enough. I don't think people care enough about mindset when it comes to like social media. It's like, bro, when LeBron James is fucking like shooting hoops every freaking like day, but he's not getting any return, that's mindset, bro. Mindset is the key. Like, you want to be on social media, but you almost have to treat it like you're an athlete for social media and have the right mindset, or else I know you're gonna give up in 2 seconds.
yeah, a lot of people give up quick.
Or you're depressed, bro. It's like, oh, bro, you know, like my post put so much effort into it. I did Adobe After Effects, bro, 10 hours. And I only got five views. So what, bro?
The algorithm doesn't care about feelings.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Well, that's a good perspective though, to look at it as an athlete. I get it. When they're training on the off season, running and doing hills and sprints and doing this, nobody sees that, and they're putting in that hard work. But once it comes to the game time, they're ready, you know. So that's I never really looked at social media in that way, but I think a lot of people gotta look at it that way.
Well, when I see a guy come in my DMs and he's like, bro, I want to be famous, bro, I want to be rich, bro, and I'm like, I know he already lost in his mind. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's the wrong approach, bro. If you don't like the process of getting to that ambition or to that vision or to that whatever, you immediately lost. Because especially the algorithm could change, and all of a sudden you're getting half the views. You're not doing it. You spent literally 2-3 months on the thing. You're not getting that many results. Give up in 2 seconds.
Yeah, they want instant gratification, but it's a marathon, not a sprint.
And they completely disrespect the element of practice that is required for this deal. It's like, okay, okay, I'm doing pretty good on TikTok, but I've been practicing for 6 years on social media, hardcore every day. Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't think of that part. Oh, okay. But what about the practice of being on TikTok, and then next thing you know, because TikTok is not the end goal. Like, it's not the end app. It's not like after TikTok, there's no more apps that are going to come out.
Yeah.
It's like, what about Lasso, Facebook short form video app? What about Shorts, YouTube short form video app? What about Vine? Maybe the guy's going to execute properly or change up something, or there's a new feature that comes out. What about that? At least get the practice on TikTok so that when that shit comes, you could dominate that app in 2 seconds. Yeah. But instead of like, yo, how do I make money on TikTok? Yo, bro, wrong mindset.
Yeah, it's building your personal brand and actually practice. So I know exactly. That's really interesting. What's speaking of making money on TikTok, how do people make money on TikTok? Is it just through brand sponsorships or shout outs? How do, because I know since it's short form and you don't want to look like a sellout or something, how do people monetize their following?
Monetizing or making money online is always relatively similar at a fundamental level. So it's like people. That's why when people ask like, "How do I make money on TikTok?" It's like, that's not the question. That's not the right question to ask. It's like, how do I make money online? The way to make money online is always the same. Whether it's TikTok, Facebook, IG, YouTube, Twitter, those are all of the attention hubs, the traffic sources that you need to work on. You build up a traffic source, and then you drive the traffic to some sort of funnel, to some sort of e-com, to some sort of the sponsorship deals and the affiliate marketing. That's like the level 1 monetization. That's like the easy. I don't want to put that much effort in building up the infrastructure to make money. Mm-hmm. You just go on ClickBank, search up a company, do affiliate marketing, 15% commission on each sale. It's very low level monetization, which could work for a lot of people. You know, but it's a skill, obviously. Sponsorship, same thing. But if you want to make real money, you have to build some sort of business or e-com or drop shipping or digital products or sales funnels or whatever. And then you drive the traffic from that thing to your sales funnel. And then you build up an email list, and then you do email marketing. And then you have a referral system, and you get referrals. No. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, yeah, it's definitely it's so much deeper than people realize, because people think like, oh, I have a bunch of followers and they're not making money. And one thing that I've seen recently, like people making a ton of money on OnlyFans, that's just like a whole different thing.
Yeah, OnlyFans and those donation things. That's like you're making money. That's my brother playing games. Yeah. That's like it's a way to make money, but it's first of all not the most efficient way to make money, because all the guys that really make real money, they have to have a business, right?
Yeah.
They automate that system, and it's hard to do that. Step one is getting the attention, which is very difficult. Like 99% of people, they don't even get the attention hub. It's
Yeah.
very difficult. Of the ones that do get the attention hub, 99% don't monetize on that deal because they don't know how to monetize. It's very difficult. Like it's like the 0.01% that take control of the whole deal. But it's a learning curve. You have to take some time, jump deep into the thing, and then find a way to monetize properly for the long game. Even passive income, it's like you have to engage in you have to actively set up the infrastructure for you to have the passive income. And then 2 years down the line, might not be passive anymore. You have to redo a due diligence over and over again. You have to revamp your thing.
If it ages over time, or like you change platforms, because like you're saying earlier, back to TikTok's not the end goal. Like transferring your following from TikTok to the next platform, or for example, right now, YouTubers and Instagram people are transferring their following to TikTok. Does doing that help out your TikTok algorithm, like sending your followers like right away, like getting a lot of traffic towards your latest post, for example?
I would recommend TikTokers to start sending traffic to other traffic sources, to other platforms, because I don't feel you're never going to be safe having all of your attention on one platform since you don't own the platform.
Mm-hmm.
They do one thing where they change and they want to go to a monetization model, and they start limiting your organic reach. You're screwed. The algorithm is fucked up. The servers get destroyed. You're screwed. You're always screwed. So like for me, the way I think about it is like till I reach an omni-channel network where I have a lot of followers across multiple channels, I don't feel an ounce of safety, bro.
Yeah.
People are like, yo, you have 500K followers, almost 500K followers now. Yo, bro, you made it. I'm like, bro, I don't feel safe at all. I'm actually scared.
How are your other social medias? Are you getting more followers and engagement from Instagram and other social media since you've been blowing up on TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to send like a lot of the TikTok in a very soft, moderate way, a lot of the followers to my IG. So I think I've maybe transferred like maybe 4,000 followers to my IG, which is not bad. I'm always grateful.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to find a way to get more. I think as the more followers you get, the amount of conversion begins to increase over time. Because when you're at 200,000 followers, it's like, all right, he's at 200K followers on TikTok, but he's not like, if the guy's at 2 million followers, then it's like, okay, I'm more likely to follow him on IG now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I think Instagram is kind of dead right now. I know it's still super popular and there's a lot of users, but it's hard to get people to follow now. It's like people don't follow new accounts. They
very hard.
I don't know what
it's almost better to buy an account at like 10K and then slowly with a slow transition phase to rebrand to the thing that you want, at least for a starting base. But yeah, bro, like growing on IG now, like it's only the best of the best that could find a way to grow on IG. If you're even like an A player or a B player, so hard. Holy crap, it's hard. Now my intuition though is that IG and Facebook are getting hurt. They're getting hurt, bro, by TikTok, because because since Facebook and IG have decided 3 years ago to switch to a monetization driven model, because now they've capped out on the maturity of their platform and they have a lot of people on their platform and users, and we kind of see it as like, yeah, it's just like a go-to platform.
Yeah.
They've limited the organic reach and they've switched to a monetization model to try to get as much money as possible. But I think they did it too much. Yeah. They got a little bit arrogant and they switched to a monetization model too hard, and they've limited too much organic reach. And all of the people that were influencers on IG, now they're all crying and they're all switching to TikTok. They're like, yo, bro, if I can't get a certain amount of views on this thing, I'm going to switch to TikTok, because TikTok's like, we're starting out internationally, whatever, a year ago. And now we're going to open up organic reach to steal all of these influencers that are having a hard time. Mm-hmm. And if all the influencers and the creative begins to disappear, then all the users begin to disappear as well. So I have a feeling that Facebook and IG is going to release their organic reach either soon or sometime in the near future.
Oh, they're gonna cut back on the ads and stuff, but that will just bring
not gonna cut back on the ads particularly, but they're gonna cut back on the limited artificial organic restrictions.
Oh, okay. So people could get more reach in their posts and stuff.
Of course.
And what about TikTok? Do you think that TikTok's gonna monetize within the next year or two, since there's close to 1 billion daily active users?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you already see it. I think they're testing out like product tags on video. Very powerful thing. Only recently they started putting the links in the bio, you know. And now we're starting to see a little bit more sponsorship, pre-roll ads when you get onto the app, and ads within the For You page.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're definitely switching to monetization, but they're doing it slowly.
Okay.
They're not too arrogant.
Yeah, because I remember like back in February during the Birds of Prey, every time I opened the app, it was Birds of Prey, like pre-roll ad every single day.
Yeah, I remember that. Sure.
No one saw that movie anyway, even if with all the TikTok money they invested.
Yeah, it was it was an average movie in my view. Yeah.
That's crazy. So what do you think is the future of the platform? Like, what do you think is going to happen within the next like 6 months to a year for people that are still getting on it?
I think the competition level is going to rise dramatically. I think what's going to happen is that in the next, because here's what's going to happen with the world, okay? They went full authoritarian, the governments shut down everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just shut down everything. I don't want contextual. I don't want it to be custom to try to isolate the cases. Just shut down the whole thing. They're going to release the economy in phases. Then there's going to be a spike of coronavirus cases, obviously, because now we're actually free to go around and stuff. It's as if we restrict all cars and now we unrestrict cars, and then the number of accidents go up. Of course, it's going to go up.
Yeah.
There's going to be some panicking that's going to happen. Immediate panicking. Oh my God, the cases are going up, bro. We should shut down everything again. They're going to shut it down again. And they're going to reopen it again. And they're going to keep doing that until a vaccine happens. In those relief phases where they open up the econ, the creators of TikTok, the TikTok creators are going to have a little bit of a good time because competition is going to go down a bit. So you better go ham at those times. But I have a feeling that in the next, I think we have maybe like 5-6 months of like, okay, organic reach. After that point, when all the businesses and like fucking like celebrities actually start jumping hardcore on TikTok, it's going to be a lot harder. The future of TikTok is, I think they've already passed the phase of even being considered as a dominant app. Like, it's too strong right now. As long as they keep up the features and the filters and adding new stuff and adding new challenges and adding all kinds of stuff, I think they're going to be relevant for a long time.
Is that a new way to also like, for example, get more views and stuff if you're trying some of the new features? Because I know that for Instagram, when they were testing their new features like IGTV or maybe the stories, you were getting amounts of reach because they wanted people to get on those, to keep using those new features. So is the same thing for TikTok?
Yeah, even Instagram they like it when you use multiple in-app features and all kinds of stuff. They like that.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as but it's not only like, that's why like when Gary Vee says like creative is the variable success, it's too real, bro. Like all the people that are jumping on TikTok now and doing dance videos and funny skits, it's going to be very, very hard for them. I can already see it. It's like, bro, how many dancers do you want to follow? Not 10,000. You follow like the best ones that you like, or the ones you find attractive, or the one you find that have a good personality type. And all the dancers have already been on for a while. Mm-hmm. So either you're a professional dancer, even a professional dancer will have a hard time because it's commoditized, or you switch up the gears. I went full unorthodox from the beginning. I'm like, yo, dancing, funny skits, I'm out. I've done a few funny skits here and there, but I'm not really into that thing because it's so like saturated and difficult. So I went full unorthodox, and I took a look at the behavior of what happened on the Chinese version of TikTok called Douyin. Mm-hmm. The Chinese version of TikTok started out as funny videos, cringe videos, dance videos, whatever. And now education on the Chinese version of TikTok is absolutely monstrous. So I went straight into like the educational facts and whatever.
Yeah. So just bringing value to the community, because that's always the number one thing, right? If your video brings value, either entertainment wise, creative, or teaching something. So so that would be a good strategy. Because for me, myself, I haven't done any dance videos. I can't. I don't want to do that, you know? So some of the videos that I've done is just like, I haven't really tried, to be honest, but I've made videos of like me behind the scenes of me making videos, or just posting some of my videos and stuff. But
Yeah,
so
like for example, like if you're good with like if you're good with content creation, photography, videography, doing step-by-step tutorials, step one. Okay, you first start out with the first scene. How I got from this to this. Boom. Step one, put up this thing. Step two, do this thing. Step three, final result. Boom.
Oh, okay.
The top 3 cameras to use in 2020. The 5 reasons to try out this camera versus this camera. The pros and cons of this camera versus this camera. This software of editing versus this software. Stuff like that.
Yeah, just that sounds really dope. I wanted to do that, and I was thinking of doing either cameras or podcasts, because I was looking at your content, the way that you always just bring up facts and stuff, and your page is super dope. Like, that's how I was able to find you.
Yeah, the podcast thing is podcast is like, podcast is going to be so big in the next like 10 years. Like, it's already big now. 10 years is going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
But having a podcast is like, the podcast is the product. Now you have to find a way to get a traffic source to the podcast.
Yeah, so I'll probably start doing some of that. So, well, thank you for the interview. I think we pretty much covered all the questions. And where can people find you? So I'll put all the links in the description, or just where your like TikTok and Instagram handles.
My TikTok is King, King, and then my last name is Khieu. So it's King Khiue. And if you want to find me or DM me through Instagram, it's King, King _ Khieu. That's the best way.
Okay, for sure. I'll put like links in the description for sure, so people listening and watching this could check out your page. And hopefully, do you offer any like one-on-one coaching on TikTok or social media, like counseling or anything for people that are interested?
Yeah, I mean, the consultations that I do are usually my primary expertise is probably TikTok and IG. Although I'm pretty good at Facebook groups and Facebook, all that stuff too. And then I also do e-commerce, sales funnels, branding.
Okay,
so
cool.
Consultations for that. If you guys have like something like you really want to like grow on social or grow on something online, I'm the person to hit up.
Okay, sounds good, man. Thank you for joining the podcast.
Thanks, bro. It was pretty fun. I actually liked it a lot.
All right, have a good one.